Hello, YouTube. Welcome back to my channel. And I'm back. I'm trying a new software. I'm in a slightly different location. I actually recently started a job, so I have a brand new desk, which is where I'm sitting now. But anyway, so I decided a perfect way to get back to my reaction videos is by doing one of my favorite bands of all times, Sabaton. And I am going to do their song Midway, which is about the Battle of Midway, which began on June 4th, 1942, in the Pacific Theater. So that is the United States against Japan. I cannot wait for this reaction because I love Sabaton. I still listen to Sabaton like every day when I'm trying to expand my horizons a little bit and listen to more of their newer music. I'm not sure how old this particular song is, but hey, it's Sabaton and it's about World War II, Battle of Midway, so it's nice to have another song other than Shuyama, which is way, way, way back in like the turn of the 20th century. But anyway, let's get started, y'all.
Position of our foes. This battlefield's been chosen, technically in advance. Time to alert our fighters, we're soon in range. Midway, we meet at Midway. Naval war. Calling on the deck, gotta be airborne. Head out into the sun, descending on our foes. This is the crucial moment in the heat of the war. To fly and hit our targets down in the waves. Midway, ordering carriers, admirals at war. We meet at Midway. Tactics are crucial. Naval war. Far from the shore of Pacific war. Bombs are falling from the skies. It's a long round day, it's the naval way. The blood-red sun is on the rise. Far from the shore of Pacific war. Bombs are falling from the skies. It's a bomb-round day, it's the naval way. A blood-red sun is on the rise. Midway, ordering carriers, admirals at war. We meet at Midway. Tactics are crucial. Naval war. Midway, ordering carriers, admirals at war. We meet at Midway. Tactics are crucial. Naval war. Midway.
So that was Sabaton. It's Midway, and I loved it. The first thing I noticed is the difference between the way they sung the song. On some of the beginning parts, sending them over the waves, or sentinels, they report in the news position of our foes, as well as Midway, we meet at Midway, calling all men to the deck. Those were sung kind of more as if he was over the radio, which I think is a great nod to, the naval captains and the naval radio personnel who are giving the orders to the other ships. And then the other parts of the song, it's just them singing normally. And they've done this before in other songs, but I really liked how they did it in this one. Um, it was a very, very interesting song. One line I particularly liked is a blooded sun is on the rise. For those who don't know, the Japanese flag is white with a big red dot that's supposed to represent the sun, for they are the land of the rising sun. And during the Second World War, Japan had added, the sun rays to the flag to make it look like a sun. And when I heard that line about the blood sun, I immediately was reminded they are in the Pacific War fighting against the Japanese. So that was a nice little nod to that fact. Overall, the song was pretty good. It didn't completely sound like a more Sabaton song than I'm used to. However, as I had mentioned before, the difference between the radio singing and the normal singing were just amazing. I know somewhat about the Battle of Midway. I know it is a very important battle in the Pacific Theater during the war, and I'm not as familiar about that front as I am the European kind of Western front, the kind of European Eastern front with Russia and all that. I'm not as familiar as well, but you learn every time you listen to Sabaton. You learn about something either that you knew before, that you didn't know. In the lyrics videos, you could tell. It looked like, I believe that's an aircraft carrier. I am not good with naval terms at all, but I believe that is an aircraft carrier. Um, it kind of got annoying a little bit that they kept going back and forth between the different sections of the ship. Um, I wish they had shown more about the sky. I mean, they would flicker to the sky when they're talking about, the air. Um, and I personally wish they had like a little blooded sun when they sung that, or even, Japanese ships, if that line was meant to reference the Japanese Empire. But overall, a great video. Sabaton is amazing in whatever they do, and I'm sure veterans of this battle, if they listen to this song, would like how the battle was represented. One thing I also like about the song is Sabaton is not getting too bloody. In a lot of the songs, even Panzerkraft, Stalingrad, even with the Wehrmacht, and of course my favorite, Attack of the Dead Men, they're not too bloody in their lyrics. Battles like Stalingrad, and I have a feeling this particular battle was very, very bloody. And my interpretation of the song is this is right before the battle. They, knew tactically ahead of time how this battle was going to be fought, but it doesn't sound like they are actually in the battle, which I think is interesting. I'm curious if they had did like another version of the song where it's actually in the battle during the actual battle. But Personally, I like how it's before. It's kind of a like, okay, this is an introduction to this battle. If you're more curious about it, go on and learn more about the battle, which I might actually do when I'm done with this reaction. But just amazing again. I love this band and I love their musical approach to history. I think Sabaton has slowly actually been gaining quite a popularity since really the pandemic began. I'm not sure if like schools will allow it, as in allow these songs to be played in, your history class. Personally, I think, especially for the auditory learners, this would be a great introduction to such a battle or, such stories, especially like Stalingrad, Battle of Kursk, aka Ponskov, um, even the Wehrmacht. And then for the Pacific Theater, this particular one. And then, even though this is not about World War II, Shirayama, about the samurai. So, overall, great lyric video, great song. The instruments actually seemed a little bit more subtle. I could hear the drums, definitely a guitar, but they seemed not muted, but they didn't seem as strong as some other songs. But that could have just been, a artistic decision to hold back. Especially when he's on the radio, you kind of hear the music, but it's not as loud as his voice, which to me is perfect because anybody on a radio, whether you're in the military or you're, our old walkie talkies we used to talk to as kids, and you would not want the background noise to be extremely loud in the way that it could affect, the soldiers being able to hear the command. And yes, this wasn't a radio transaction, but as I said before, it represents, in my eyes, that part represents radio transmissions between the different ships. So tell me what you think in the comments. Give me more suggestions. I'm still open to listening more to Rammstein. Um, Nightwish, maybe. And voice cover, or voice play. Sorry. Um, maybe. But feel free to give me other suggestions, and don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And have a great rest of your day, everyone.